Wake Up with Mo.
Well, welcome back. It's the morning hangout, and it is time for Tickles.
Mood FM.
Getting serious without being too serious. Here's your lunchbox tickles and mental health feature.
So I saw this name a couple of days ago, and I sat there and I'm like, I know him, but I didn't tell Tamara until early this morning.
And I was surprised.
And she was shocked. Yeah. Rami Barhoush is basically a childhood friend of mine since way back in the day. And he is the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, the APN Vice Chair. And he's going to be sharing with us about the Million Trees digital campaign that's basically happening. Good morning to you, Rami, and welcome back.
Good morning, Muhannad and Tamara.
Hi,
how are
Rami.
you?
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. And it is so refreshing seeing Muhannad after all these years. He's been a very close friend,
yes.
And we go way back.
Way back in the day.
See,
Absolutely.
I knew this and wanted to make a surprise for both of you.
Like you did. It's a pleasure having you, brother.
Thank you here too.
Rami, tell us about yourself.
Well, about myself, but whatever has to do with the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature.
No, I want to know you personally, and then we're going to get into that.
It's not so much about me as it is where I am. I think
there you go.
Being here, living in Jordan, you're surrounded by so many regional conflicts.
Correct.
And at the same time, we are blessed by having enjoying the stability of Jordan. So we can wake up every morning and, conduct our daily lives and ignore what is going around us. But at the same time, you can have the responsibility and the sense of commitment to, those people suffering around you. So it's more of where we are and what responsibilities we have.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So when you look around you, you saw Iraq, Syria, Palestine, and all of these countries around you, and the plight of the Palestinians, the Syrian refugees, the local conflicts in Iraq. Some of us feel that we are responsible to help alleviate some of their suffering.
Absolutely.
So this is where I stand.
Okay. So tell us about the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature then.
It is a Jordanian organization. The idea came up about 20 years ago, actually at the height of the Second Intifada in Palestine. The Israeli occupation forces were uprooting trees in many of the Palestinian towns and villages and cities with so many different pretexts. Some of them for buffer zones, some of them for security areas, and some of them to build, Jewish-only roads and so on and expand settlements. But the idea at the end of the day came at the expense of the Palestinians, who were not able to enjoy the trees that were planted by them and their ancestors, were not able to make use of the fruits that came out of these trees and their sustenance. So we decided that maybe we can do something to help out a little bit with these thousands of trees that were being uprooted at a regular and systematic basis. So we first of all, we decided to set up an organization here in Jordan, and we contacted local organizations in Palestine, local municipalities, environmental groups, agricultural groups, and presented our ideas to them and said that, any tree planting initiatives will be welcomed by us. We'll try to fund you, help you out with whatever you're doing to replant some of these trees that were being uprooted.
That's awesome. All right, let's break over here and we're going to come back. Rami Barhoush is with us in the studio. The Arab Group for Protection of Nature, the APN. He is the vice chairman, and he's going to be sharing with us. We're going to be talking basically about the Million Trees digital campaign, so stay tuned for that.
Mood FM.
Getting serious without being too serious. Here's your lunchbox tickles and mental health feature.
And in the studio, we do have Rami Barhoush, the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, APN Vice Chairman, and he's here to share with us about the Million Trees digital campaign that's basically happening.
So, Rami, why trees? Why have you chosen trees?
That's an excellent question. Why trees for Palestine? Because in Palestine, trees mean something different than for most other people.
Right.
The Palestinians, having lived under occupation for so many years, have very, very limited means of export and import, manufacturing, education. All of these things are being hindered and controlled and actually restricted by the occupation. Mm-hmm. So the Palestinians end up with very little to do besides agriculture. So agriculture for Palestinians is not only sustenance. It is their only means of income, or the major means of income, I can say. And at the same time, for a Palestinian community, trees represent something even more than that, because of the ambitions and the confiscation of lands by the Zionists. The Palestinians consider staying on the land an act of sumud.
Okay.
And what is the word? Steadfastness.
Yeah.
That's sumud. Yeah.
Okay.
So for Palestinians, the trees represent their ancestry, they represent their connection to the land, and they represent their sustenance as a people, to live off of these fruit trees, olive trees, fig trees, and different others. So for us, replanting the trees in place of those that were being uprooted is not only an economic support for the Palestinians, it's a symbol for their sumud and their land, and for them staying where they are.
Very, very symbolic. Where are you in the tree campaign? How many trees have you planted so far?
Well, we started when we launched the first campaign. We had a big dream of 1 million trees.
Okay.
With very little resources. So we were, we just picked the word million just like that, and but we had hopes that we'd one day get to that, and we were astonished by the beautiful support that we have had by everybody around us in Jordan and elsewhere. And we got to the 1 million trees in 2008. We got the second million in 2014. And now we are well through the 3rd million. We are almost at 2.7 million trees, I think. Wow. And we are hoping to get to the 3 million trees by the end of 2023. And hopefully 5 million trees by the end of 2025.
Okay, so million has now become millions.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's the digital campaign, the Million Trees digital campaign?
We wanted to mobilize all our friends, all the organizations that work for justice for Palestine, everybody that works for the environment in this area, and solidarity groups around the world. Okay. We wanted to mobilize everybody once and for all to give a big push for the campaign. So we started the digital campaign. It's only digital. I mean, we're not going anywhere. And we have trees for hashtag trees for Palestine.
Okay.
And hashtag ashjar_Palestine. Palestine. Sorry, ashjar_Palestine. So these two, please disseminate. Please share these hashtags. And we also have you can donate to the campaign online. You can contact the organization APN at our offices or through social media or our contact numbers.
Okay,
perfect. Let's break over here and come back with Rami Barhoush. He is the vice chairman of the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, APN, and we're going to be talking about the Million Trees digital campaign.
Getting serious without being too serious. Here's your lunchbox, tickles, and mental health feature.
The Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, APN, Vice Chairman Rami Barhoush is with us in the studio today talking about Million Trees digital campaign. Thank you, Rami, for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
So, Rami, tell me, is it difficult to plant trees under occupation?
Well, for any military occupation to succeed, it has to base itself on the weakness of the subjected people.
Correct.
It has to base itself on their preoccupation with their daily sufferings, having to find enough food and having to move from one place to the other. So anything that empowers the subjected people goes against the idea of a military occupation. Having said that, any tree planting initiatives that are carried on in Palestine will always be looked upon with a frown, to say the least, by the occupation forces. And in so many cases, we have had to plant trees 2 and 3 times in the same spot, because every time we were done with the volunteers having planted the trees, the settlers would, flocks of settlers would come down and uproot them, destroy the land, destroy the fences. We have had so many instances of these, and the people in Palestine have so much resilience. It's been so many cases that they go back and they ask us, to come back next week. We want to replant the trees again, and in many instances we've done that maybe 3 times and 4 times.
It's fantastic that you're doing that, but unfortunate that it has to be like this. So, how can people get involved or support the campaigns, your activities?
You can log in to our social media accounts. We are on all over social media. The name of the organization, Muhannad just mentioned it a few times, it's the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature. The website is apnature.org.
Okay.
Our digital campaign is #TreesForPalestine and #Ashjar_Palestine. You can help out with the campaign. You can donate. We have online donations and we have physical donations. Just log in, disseminate the information, share them. Let people know that we are planting trees. If people have any questions, they can contact us directly. And please, we need all your support so that we can reach these targets the Palestinians needed.
Absolutely. But I know, just really quick, you have activities here in Jordan as well.
We have the Green Caravan campaign.
Okay.
We have been targeting different villages. We go to a village and with the people of the village, we decide they decide on the number of trees they need in every house and in every empty piece of land, and the kinds of trees that are indigenous to that area, and then we fund them. We bring in volunteers. We have so many volunteers from different areas of Jordan that always are willing to come and support us with the tree planting in the villages. We try to do most of our work in Ghor al-Urdun in the Jordan Valley because we believe that this should be the food basket for the whole country, and we are so happy to plant trees in that area. The people there love agriculture, love farming, and they need support, so we try to do that.
That's fantastic.
It is.
I think we need to go plant some trees, Mo.
I think we should. All right. And make sure you let us know wherever it is that you're going to be planting soon, because I'd like to actually experience this.
I would
We
too.
definitely will.
All right, that's perfect. That was Rami Barhoush, ladies and gentlemen, Vice Chairman of the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature, the APN. And we were talking about the Million Trees digital campaign. Any last words, Rami?
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. It's always really, really refreshing to be with you guys.
Bless your heart.
We hope we can do more for the environment and for different projects that we have.
I hope we helped.
Yeah.
I hope we helped.
And we want you to come back when you hit that big mark.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's a